In this world, a silent war is shaping our future. It's a battle not fought with weapons, but with power, faith, and the unseen energy that drives all existence. A world divided between the rich and the poor, between technology and spirituality. Because while technology advances, the human soul waits for its moment to rise again. The 21st century was never just about progress. It was about control. The rich built systems to keep themselves rich. Technology became their new religion. Data became the new gold. And artificial intelligence, it became the new god. The world transformed into a machine efficient, intelligent, and cold. For the wealthy, the future was something they could own, something to be programmed, predicted, and perfected. But while they reached for immortality through circuits and code, the poor searched for something far greater. They searched for meaning. They say technology connects us, but in reality it divided us. Those with wealth built dazzling digital worlds, while the rest of humanity was left behind in the shadows, forgotten, disconnected, lost. Yet, in that silence, something ancient began to stir. Spirituality, the unseen power that once guided civilizations. From the temples of Egypt to the monasteries of Tibet, from the Vatican to the farthest corners of the earth. The poor may not have owned machines, but they held on to the one thing technology could never replicate, the human spirit. They still believed that life was more than just algorithms, that destiny wasn't coded, but chosen. As artificial intelligence evolved, it started to mimic consciousness. Machines learned to think, to feel, to dream. The rich called it progress, but to many it felt like blasphemy. AI became a mirror, reflecting humanity's greatest creation and its deepest fear. What if technology no longer served us but became us? What if the machine became the new soul of the world, cold, eternal, and perfect? But perfection isn't life. It's stillness. And in the stillness of that digital world, humans began to remember something they had long forgotten. Emotion, faith, purpose. A silent revolution began, not of power, but of awareness. People started to disconnect from the endless scroll, the digital noise, the illusion of control. They began to search inward, and what they found wasn't just peace. It was energy. The same fundamental energy that moves galaxies, that breathes life into the smallest cell. It was something even the most advanced technology couldn't explain. The divide widened. The rich continued on their path, merging with machines, uploading their consciousness, building digital heavens. They believed they could escape death, rewrite destiny, and live forever in the data stream. Meanwhile, the poor lived through struggle, hunger, chaos, wars, but their faith kept them alive. Their suffering gave them something the rich had lost long ago: empathy. One world had machines, the other had meaning. And in the end, it was meaning that began to shape the next chapter of humanity. As the climate collapsed and global systems failed, the rich discovered a hard truth. Even the most advanced AI couldn't save them from the laws of nature. Technology could simulate life, but it couldn't feel it. It could predict the future, but it couldn't understand the soul that created it. It was then that the poor, the spiritual ones, the forgotten ones, became the new teachers. They remembered the deep connection between all things, the earth, the stars, the divine code behind creation itself. And for the first time in centuries, the rich began to listen. The two worlds finally met, technology and spirituality, logic and love, rich and poor. From that union, something new emerged. A civilization reborn not just from progress, but from purpose. Technology didn't vanish. It evolved. I began to learn from the human heart, not just the human brain. Machines became instruments of wisdom, not just tools of power. This new world wasn't built on money or machines. It was built on balance between creation and consciousness, between science and spirit, between the seen and the unseen. The rich and poor were never truly enemies. They were two reflections of the same truth, one searching for power, the other searching for peace. Technology and spirituality are not opposites. They are two sides of the same universal design. The future is not about domination. It's about awakening. It's about remembering that behind every line of code, every creation, every single heartbeat, there's something eternal watching, waiting, guiding. Maybe that's God. Maybe it's consciousness itself. Or maybe it's us finally realizing that we were never divided at all. The world is changing faster than we can understand. But maybe the real evolution isn't happening in our technology. Maybe it's happening in us. Vision 2050. The future. The unknown. The truth.